And I'm going to give credit to a ResistNet Grassfire team member by the name of Bob Bray, who had an incredible idea, and he came to us with it. And he is allowing us to use this to help mobilize and help us think about where we go from here. Introducing Flip This House. Flip This House is based on this idea. Unless we rebuild around core constitutional ideas and restore those ideas to political authority, our resistance is futile. Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm a Star Trek fan, Star Trek Next Generation, the Borg. I don't know if you guys ever saw the Borg. Captain Picard got taken over the Borg, and he was telling, resistance is futile, number one. Resistance is futile unless you have a plan of taking your resistance to the realm of rebuilding around ideas and ultimately restoring ideas to political authority. Okay? And Flip This House is about restoring political ideas, those ideals, to political authority. That's the game. That's the game we're in. The game we're in is not just getting angry. Getting angry isn't enough. Education, and then ultimately restoring our ideals to political authority. And we do that in this country through elections because we have this idea that just power is derived from the consent of the governed. So, you know, I was asked on election day, oh, are you mad? You know what? Listen, we had an election. The other guy got more votes. You know, the next election, we can get more votes. Because in this country, just power is derived from the consent of the governed. Okay? And that's a great hope for all of us. So we can be encouraged. We've seen an incredible turn ideologically, and it's going to continue, but now we've got to move it to the next phase. So let me offer you our flip principles for you to consider, and maybe we can have some discussions, Darla, on each of these, and you know, we can tweak them. We're going to introduce them here, and I'm not saying that this is the end of the discussion. This is to get us thinking about principles. Remember, we need to be around ideals. Free markets! The rising tide of statism and the nationalization of industry are undermining the free market upon which our prosperity and our American dream are founded. Almost everyone in this room, trace back your lineage. You are here because someone came here in pursuit of the American dream. And that American dream is based on a free market. They could actually succeed here, get astoundingly wealthy perhaps. Flip This House boldly calls for return to the ideal of the free market, limited government. We must return to the founders' view of a limited federal government with enumerated, that means specifically outlined powers based on our Constitution. Limited government. Individual and family liberties. Let me offer to you that the individual and the family are the final barriers to the all-consuming state. The all-consuming state doesn't really like the individual or the family. Have you noticed? Yeah. Flip This House upholds individual and family liberties against the rising tide of statism. And P, private property. Almost a curse word in our country today. I won't tell you the story about how Verizon tore up my front yard. I'll say that. I'm a little bitter about that. Just ran through and just tore up my whole yard because they had a, whatever, they could just do it. No, there's almost no such thing as private property in this country anymore. But we uphold the inalienable right of private property against the unquenchable thirst of the state. Free markets, limited government, individual and family liberties, private property. I would offer to you that those four ideals, as we learn to communicate them effectively and clearly, that the vast majority of your neighbors would agree with those four ideals. And that's what we need. We need ideals that we can get the vast majority of Americans to agree on. Agreed?